Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here at Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, and check out what we have today. This is kind of a special one. So this is a Royal Enfield Bullet 350, but it's had a little custom work done to it. Just check that little hot rod out. So what is a Royal Enfield Bullet 350? Well, it is a 349cc single cylinder, single overhead cam, 2 valve per cylinder engine. Check that out. We'll talk about the details here in a minute. It's got a really sweet and smooth 5-speed transmission. It really works really well. The engine puts out about 20 horsepower, about 20 foot-pounds of torque. That's about 27 newton meters. Here it is right here. And you can get a heel and toe shifter too if you want. But it's just a really smooth running motorcycle. Now this engine has been blacked out all the way through, except for the milled ends of the fins right here. And I think it has a black exhaust pipe too. Look at this. So black pipes. It's got the dual tone black paint. So this is gloss here. Got a nice copper stripe here, and then it's got the flat black right through here. Same thing through here. Now look at this amazing badge, and that is a badge from days gone by that they've brought back. Black lettering in here, black in the crown right there, chrome, very good looking, very good looking. Same thing on the side here. All this pinstripe is hand done, by the way. Isn't that pretty? I mean, look at that detail. This black cover here, all metal by the way, is square on this one. On the Classic, that's kind of an oval. Very good looking motorcycle. Jumping up here, it's got a 300mm disc on the front, dual piston biber calipers. They've got 41mm fork tubes in here. There's about 5.1 inches of travel here. That's about 130mm, I believe. 19-inch front tire. That is a 190/19 on spokes, of course. Black rims, black hubs, metal fender, black fender. This is all metal, every bit of this. This is actually a cast aluminum piece right here. And look, it's got the tiger eyes in there. Let's turn that on. Isn't that neat? And this is all a throwback from days gone by. Very well done, you know. I love the way this looks. I just love the way that looks. Beautiful thing, beautiful thing. On the back, it's got a twin shock system, chrome shocks, spoke wheel. The back tire is a 120/80/18. It's got a disc brake back here that is a 270mm with a single pot biber caliper. ABS brakes front and back, by the way. Look at that. Spoke wheels, of course. Just very well done, you know. And I mean, I'm going to throw this in the frame. This is a throwback to times gone by. This loop, I call it the loop with ears on it. And that's how they were done back in the day on several of their models. And that's really a traditional thing, kind of like the badging and the shape of the tanks and the, the nacelle. All that is times gone by, back to the original Bullet, I'd say. The gas tank is 3.4 gallons. That's about 13 liters. Seat height in stock form. Now this does not have a stock seat. We'll talk about that in a minute. Seat height is 31.7 inches or about 105mm. I forgot to mention there's about 3.5 inches of travel for the back shocks. That'd be about 89mm. Wheelbase on a hot rod like this, 54.7 inches, about 1,390mm. Check that out. Very nifty, very nimble handling. You know, something interesting, I have a Classic like this. It's all black, but I've got a chrome kickstand. This is a blacked out one, which it should have. Of course, it has a center stand stock. Wet weight on a bike like this is 430 pounds or about 195 kilograms. Let's throw that list away. So what have they done to this one? Let's just soak the looks in first. You know, very classic look. I already talked about the nacelle, the tank, the badging, the paint. Now a regular Bullet would have a seat that came over to the back. It'd be one swooping seat, one piece. So what they've done in this one is they've taken the subframe that was under here off. They put this rack back on here. They put this really neat solo seat on with these springs on the bottom. Now these are just for show. They don't actually work, but they're there and they look good. And they look good with these shocks. So that's the unique thing about this particular Bullet. You know, that's what they've added to this Bullet. And I think they've done a really good job. They made it into a solar seat bike, and they've got this little luggage rack on the back for you. Jumping up here, oh, they also have aftermarket levers on here. I wonder why they did that. And these are adjustable for throw. The distance here is adjustable. Up here, it's got a very simple dash. I love this about these bikes. I've got a Classic. I've got the same dash on mine. So you've got the speedo in the center, neutral light, a couple of engine lights down here. Then down here in this little LCD, you've got a fuel gauge. You've got an odometer, and then if you use this button right here, you can go to trip 1 and trip 2, and I think that's it. Oh, the time. It's got a clock, and then back to the odometer. This is kind of, I love the way they did these, all these little chrome accents here. This throwback to days gone by, this system of holding the handlebars, the chrome around the ignition. So up here we already talked about the clutch lever, information button over here, flash to pass, low beam, high beam. Over here's the blinkers, the horn. Over here's a kill switch, a run switch, and then the start switch, you rock this way. Notice the color? That's again another throwback to times gone by. Here's a hazard light switch. Very nifty looking bike. Oh, and look, it's got the little eyebrow over the headlight. Gorgeous. You know what? I think it is time for us to take that little hot rod for a ride. Let me gear up and let's go. Wahoo! Alrighty, let's see what we can learn about this little hot rod. Do our little spin around test here. It's got a very interesting clutch. It's a shorter throw, but very good friction zone. Controllable. 20 horsepower engine. About 20 foot-pounds of torque. That's about 27 newton meters. A little zippy little thing. Like I said, I do own one of these and I just love riding it. Wheelbase is 1,390 millimeters, I believe. That's 54.7 maybe. If I got that wrong, I'll put it down below. Look at how well this thing turns. Absolutely wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful machine. Very nice handling, very disciplined motorcycle. Very eager to do the right thing with you. Maneuverable. It just does everything right. This is a very good looking motorcycle. When they got these in, I wanted to trade my Classic off, and I've never wanted to trade my Classic off. For this particular bike, one just like it. Welcome to beautiful South Marnie. But I didn't do it because it was such a good looking motorcycle, and I tend not to keep my bikes clean. Every little detail on this thing is just kind of just right, you know. Look at this. Just look at that. Absolutely no trouble at all. Look how well that does that. Excellent low speed handling. Fabulous, just fabulous. Very controllable. Wants to do exactly what you want it to do. Very predictable. I got one a year ago and I got 9,600 miles on it, I think, already. 9,600 miles. You know, let's go on the road here, make a little bit of noise. We usually have a nifty 350 ride, and these are the bike of choice for that ride. And we go about 120 miles, 140 miles usually. Very comfortable, very easy going. These bikes will hold 55 without a problem. They'll go 65, 70. I try to stay off the interstate with them, but if the wind's at my back, I will go on the interstate. You can usually get them, I think they're speed limited to 72 or 75 miles an hour, something like that. Excellent brakes. 300 millimeter disc on the front and a 270 millimeter disc on the rear. And that dual piston Bibury caliper on the front, very good. A lot of people want to know what Bibury means. Well, Bibury is a sub-company of Brembo. So Brembo is the big fancy brake company. It makes motorcycle bike brakes and, you know, things like that. Bibury is their step down. You know, so it's like a Lincoln and a Ford, you know, or a Cadillac and a Chevy. Hey, here we are in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, home of Baxter Cycle, seller of new and used Royal Enfields, Triumphs, classic British bikes of all type. If you're into something like that, give yourself over to Baxter Cycle or go to baxtercycle.com. Hey, let's do the little spin here. Make sure you tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker sent you. Look at how this thing does. You know, so well. Just so well-mannered. So well-mannered. That's the right way to put it. Very well-mannered motorcycle. The seat is interesting. I like the seat. It's similar to what I have on my Classic, but it's softer, I think. A little more comfortable. This is called the Hill Test. These 350s do this about as good as anything out there. Next time you're in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, make sure you stop right there at the Derail Grill. Try their absolutely fabulous Wahoo burger. What a great running motorcycle. I love the way it looks with this seat too. So sitting on it, you're sitting just about straight up and down. Your hips and your knees are about the same height. Your feet are probably, they feel like they're directly below your knees, but maybe slightly back, but I think directly below your knees. Very comfortable. The bars on the Bullet are slightly higher up than they are on the Classic, so they reach to you more. It's a neutral, a little more neutral setting than the Classic. They do make a windshield for this. I've not put that on my Classic because I like the open feel. A lot of my friends have put them on there, and they do like that. Just a very friendly motorcycle. This one's a very good looking and very friendly motorcycle. Incredibly smooth transmission. That 5-speed transmission is just one of the best. Royal Enfield really went out and did the right thing with that one. Our leaves are changing in all our trees here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Fall is in the air. Around town, how do these things handle? Well, in the garage, they're very easy to push around. Incredibly low center of gravity, just about as low as any motorcycle out there. That makes them feel a lot lighter than they are. You know, when you go to move them around, they're easy to get off the kickstand, and they just move very well. You get them out of your garage, roll them around the parking lot or in the driveway there. That's absolutely a breeze. Driving around town like this, it's their forte. This kind of thing, small city, 2-lane blacktops, that's just what they do so well. Look at this absolutely beautiful tree right here. Isn't that amazing? Plenty of power. So a friend of mine has one of these, and he and I went riding. I think he put a cam in his. His is the classic version. And he had a passenger on the back, and we went to Omaha, and he was rolling 70 miles an hour on the interstate without any trouble on that bike with the cam. I think he had a louder pipe on it. I wouldn't want a louder pipe on this Bullet. It's too gentleman-like, I guess. Fabulous thing. As far as the interstate goes, I think I mentioned this already, I'd stay off the interstate unless the wind was at your back. You know, they will go 55 and 65, but the nemesis of these motorcycles is a strong headwind or a steep hill, and if you get both of them at once, you know, it really slows down. 50, 55 maybe. Anyway, a gorgeous machine. Very, very relaxing. I call mine the Zenfield because it's such a comfortable, easy bike to ride, you know. It just puts you in a good spot. If I need to run errands around town, I ride that bike. If I just want to go ride aimlessly and just enjoy riding, enjoy the art of riding a motorcycle, I grab that bike. It's just such a fun, friendly, easygoing bike, you know. It relaxes me to all end. Very good motorcycle indeed. Now, if y'all are in the market for a new or used Royal Enfield Triumph Classic British bike of any type, need parts, accessories, thingamajigs, doodads, get yourself over here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, or go to BaxterCycle.com. They do ship motorcycles too. Hit like and subscribe if you would. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this bike. If you have one, let me know what you think about that. Now, it's a beautiful day out. I think I'm going to park this little hot rod and get on that little hot rod right there, my Royal Enfield Himalayan, and go for a ride. Y'all do the same if you can. Life is good, my friends. Life is good. Get off the couch, get out and ride. Wahoo!